Life is sometimes a journey full of challenges, where we have to face the deepest fears within ourselves, fears that we have never dared to admit. One of the biggest fears many of us face is changing our appearance through cosmetic surgery. We often feel hindered by worries, fear of pain, fear of judgment, fear that altering our appearance will erase our true selves. But have you ever asked yourself, is fear really something to be afraid of? Or is this fear actually an opportunity for us to rise, to explore a new version of ourselves, one that is more confident and stronger? Join me on this journey, a journey of facing my biggest fear, through the bold decision of cosmetic surgery. 1. Facing the fear. Surely, each of us has stood before crossroads, important choices in life. One of the most challenging decisions is undergoing cosmetic surgery. It's not just a change in appearance, but also a psychological transformation. I once felt very afraid that I wouldn't recognize myself anymore, afraid that others would not accept my change. But when you look in the mirror and see imperfections that cannot be hidden, can you continue to live with them? Can you keep feeling insecure every time you face others? At that point, I started to realize that fear wasn't the worst thing. The worst thing was letting that fear control me, holding me back in insecurity and self-doubt. 2. The decision to undergo cosmetic surgery. Deciding to undergo cosmetic surgery is a big decision. But I knew that if I didn't overcome this fear, I would never be able to live authentically. I was uncertain, anxious, but I knew that sometimes, in order to grow and better ourselves, we must overcome our own mental barriers. And I decided to go through with it. When I entered the operating room, anxiety and fear were unavoidable. But I kept reminding myself that this change wasn't just for my appearance, it was for me. This was my opportunity to love myself more, to face the world with renewed confidence, and to tackle any challenge without feeling hesitant or insecure. 3. The moments before surgery. At that moment, I couldn't help but feel a bit scared. The moments before the anesthesia kicked in, my heart raced faster than ever, but I thought of all the reasons that led me to this decision. I remembered that I wanted to change so that I could feel more confident, so I no longer had to hide my true self. All the anxiety seemed to disappear when I told myself, this is an opportunity to take control of my life. I cannot let fear defeat me. And then I closed my eyes, letting everything pass. In those moments, I felt like I was taking control of myself, making an important decision for my future. 4. The days after surgery, overcoming pain and regaining confidence. After surgery, the pain was inevitable. But instead of wallowing in discomfort, I focused on the positive. I was becoming a better version of myself. This pain was temporary, but the results would last a lifetime. Day by day, as the wounds healed, I began to realize changes, not only in my appearance, but also in how I viewed myself. Each time I looked in the mirror, I saw not only a physical transformation, but also a growth in my soul. I had dared to face my biggest fear and conquered it. Facing judgment and the journey of self-acceptance. I also had to face judgments from others. Some praised me, others criticized me. But I learned how to not let those opinions control my life. Yes, people might say things about you, but no one else can control your life except you. Those who don't understand will always have negative things to say, but that is not your problem. What matters is how you feel about yourself, and whether you have the courage to live true to the decisions you've made. I chose to improve myself, and that is my right. I don't need to prove anything to anyone. I just need to prove that I had the courage to live the life I dreamed of. 6. Valuable lessons from the cosmetic surgery journey. Through this journey, I learned many valuable lessons. One of the most important was that facing fear is the key to personal growth. You can be afraid, you can be anxious, but what matters most is whether you dare to face that fear. If you don't, you'll remain stuck, never moving forward. Additionally, I learned that change isn't bad. Sometimes, we need to change to become better, to grow, and to love ourselves more. Making yourself beautiful isn't wrong. It's a way to honor your body and soul. The journey of facing my biggest fear through cosmetic surgery wasn't easy. But once you decide to confront it, you'll realize that fear is not the barrier. It is the motivation that makes you stronger. Don't let fear control you. Don't let things that haven't happened yet hold you back. Be brave, step forward, and you'll see that the results are worth all the effort. Remember, you deserve to have confidence, self-love, and fulfillment. Don't let fear stop you. You have the right to take control of your life and make decisions that bring you happiness. Rise up and become the best version of yourself.